Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
All right, welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Here we go. Happy Wednesday. It is KVJ After the Show podcast. All right. Getting through another week here. You guys doing okay? I know we've had a couple weeks off.
Struggling beyond belief. It's been a very tough week for me. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's the same thing. The crazy thing for me, and somebody's even asked and saying, how do you guys regulate your hours and all that? And that was a tough thing for me because towards the end of the break, I was up actually past midnight on New Year's. Yeah, I watched all that kind of stuff go on, but then slowly my clock starts going back to normal. And I think my body always has this hope because I'm naturally a night owl and it loves the nightlife, baby. It wants to boogie. And as I started staying up later, my body's like, okay, wait a minute. Did we finally shake this stupid radio job? Are you actually going to have like a normal sleep schedule? And bam, yeah, first couple nights even. Last night I got to bed okay, but the first two nights I was just like so wide awake. I'm like, this really sucks. So
I just feel like
it's tough.
It's like I'm on Quaaludes or something. I just kind of feel a little off.
Yeah. I was sleeping so peaceful last night till right about 11:15 when a crying 16-year-old daughter who is hormonal and going through things woke me up and needed me to come to her room and comfort her back to sleep.
This is last night?
This is last night.
I bet I know what the drama is.
Teenage
high school drama.
Teenage love.
Yeah.
Well, all this stuff happens behind the scenes, and sometimes it's more interesting than the show. Like, oh shit, what's going on back there? Tell me about your Max drama.
Yeah.
I don't want to out all of her,
No.
drama.
Yeah.
So
Don't
I won't
out it. You shouldn't out it.
I won't. But just know that she's going through what all of us went through as teenagers. Hormonal love drama. And the tears were flowing last night. And I was sleeping so good when her ass woke me up.
Gosh, that teenage love drama, it fucking cuts deep, doesn't it?
It took 2 hours out of my night because then I have to soothe her back to sleep. That takes 45 minutes. I give her a half a melatonin so she can go to sleep.
I mean, that first real heartbreak, that's a tough one, man.
It is. It's tough. And then I got to try to go back to bed. And it took me about 35, 40 minutes to fall asleep. Oh, I was just pissed.
It's kind of fascinating about the whole thing, though, because you often look at your kids and they get all upset about things that are not important. And it wrecks their world.
But I did it, too. I was so devastated when my first love cheated on me with peaches.
Yeah.
I'm still talking about it to this day. I'm 48 fucking years old.
But then what is interesting for us, because we have our own things that we get bent out of shape on and so upset. And you got to wonder if there's not somebody that is a higher level than even we are that is looking down saying, that's so dumb. Like, why are you so upset? You have no idea how inconsequential this is. You're letting this get you so upset and for no reason.
Most of the time it is that. And we are just as bad as kids, but we just do it, like you're saying, in our own different ways. It's called being a human. I think that's just the way we are programmed.
Yeah.
And some people are better at it than others of being able to get past things or not let things set them off. But for the most part, it's being a human right there and trying to figure out what sets you off and not letting it happen too often.
Yeah.
It's a fucking challenge.
And it's maybe something to always, when you're so bent out of shape about something, just try to pull yourself back and say, look, if there was somebody else, either my parent or a god or whatever looking down, they may be like, this is not such an issue at all. You're letting it ruin your days and your time.
We are very emotional creatures, and half the time we're wasting time by talking about how much our emotions are fucking us over.
You're right.
Half the time, my feelings are hurt. My feelings are hurt. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
That's the species, man.
So crying teenagers cutting into Virginia's sleep schedule. Just tough, yeah. I'm kind of like Friday tired on a Wednesday, so
I'm with you. I hear you.
I'm
on
hoping
that.
I got enough gas for 2 more days.
Yeah, I think I'll start. I kind of kind of went into the New Year's week and kind of party, and so I kind of misstepped that. I probably shouldn't have partied as hard on New Year's, but New Year's was on the weekend.
Take it back. Of course you should party hard. When party presents itself, grab it by the balls and ride that bitch.
That's what it was. I knew that work was coming back, and I love what I do for a living, but I was trying to squeeze out as much life as I could.
Sure.
And I knew that fucking clock was running out of time.
It is. You're right. Once you get back in it, you're in it, baby. That's just the way it goes. Unless, of course, you win the Powerball. You see that tonight. $610 million is the estimated cash value, with $434 million what you could take home if you do that option.
Damn.
Yeah. $610 million is what the Powerball is, but I just take that 434 and run. I mean, you could make a good life out of that.
Oh, you totally could. Now, you're going to have to pay taxes.
Sure, but still.
Still.
Oh, well. I'm paying taxes on shit I don't get now, so I'd gladly pay taxes on that. Yeah, they say the largest lottery ever won was the $1.586 billion Powerball from January of 2016. And there was a ticket sold in Florida. Where the hell is that person now? What do they do with that money?
Yeah.
Because even splitting that 3 ways, you're still looking at $500 million on that, which is basically what you're looking at for tonight. So that's a pretty solid prize. Yeah, what do you do with $500 million?
So much.
So much.
So much fun, goofy shit.
Oh, man.
Of course,
oh, man.
after you help, mankind.
First, you have to establish the main and most important rule: no new friends. Then you have to establish the other main important rule: anybody who wasn't ride or die before you won is not allowed in the circle.
Yeah.
That's it. Because you're going to have so many people hitting you up for cash. Right. You got to keep your head and your wits about you. You got to find a good money manager. You got to find people that you trust and keep your circle small and tight.
Yeah, you do. It is kind of interesting that some of the stories, when you actually do look at some of these people who have lost a ton of money, the more money you have, the more money you can lose and fast.
It's true.
You can get involved with projects or investments or things like that, and kaboom, all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, I just lost $400 million. Remember what was it Elon Musk? Didn't he lose like $3 billion in a day?
Yeah. But he doesn't sweat it.
No, I mean, he still's like, it's no big deal for my wealth.
Lottery winners lose everything all the time.
They don't have that backup.
There was a whole story on True Hollywood Story about the curse of the lotto.
Yeah.
And it just showed all of these people that went from millions to nothing to some of them death.
I would say there's a lot of people, you probably even figure them out in your life, that if they had all the money in the world, it would be the end of them. It would be the worst thing possible. They have no idea. Again, this perspective that we think we want all this money in our life would be so much better with it. And imagine if you were a God looking down at me going, oh, man, if you give that dude money.
He's going to be dead in 6 months.
It's the exact opposite. It's going to ruin your life, not make your life.
That fuck face is going to.
Yeah.
He's going to. First of all, he's going to get every STD, and then he's going to die.
Yeah, some people just shouldn't have money.
But if you had $1 billion, but also every STD, not the ones that kill you, but everything else under the sun, are you okay with that? That $1 billion tax free, but boom, right in the vag.
I don't know. I don't think I want to do that.
Well, you have every STD, but you get $1 billion. Is it worth the? I don't know if it's
I don't think it is. Because if your vag is always on fire, you can't enjoy the money.
I agree. I mean, you can get the medicines and all that, but yeah, it'd still be rough.
I'd really enjoy this 300-foot yacht if my pussy wasn't on fire. Yeah.
And you jump in the water to try to put out the fire that is your pussy, and it doesn't.
So you guys are punting on that deal?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and keep a fireless pussy.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's a great band name.
This is talking about wealth story that come out yesterday. Did you see how much Apple is worth as a company?
I can't imagine.
Take a guess. What do you think? Throw out a number.
What's higher than billions? Trillions?
Trillion, yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't know. Are they in the trillions?
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm going to say they're a trillion.
Just 1 trillion?
I don't know.
What do you think, Bird?
I want to ask a couple more questions like Virginia did. What's higher than trillions, Cab? Is it higher than zillion? Is it higher than brillions?
How about suck my ass alien? What about that?
I'll go trillion, Kevin.
You're going to say the same answer?
Yes.
Okay. $3 trillion.
Wow.
$3 trillion. That is Apple. Now, for me, all right, I can't even equate that. My
can't
my
either.
brain doesn't process it.
No.
But process this, just to let you know. $3 trillion is more than Walmart, Disney, Netflix, Nike, ExxonMobil, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, AT&T, Goldman Sachs, Boeing, IBM, and Ford combined.
Damn.
That's Apple. You take all of those. If you could say, hey, Virginia, I'll give you Apple or I'll give you everything I just named, and you didn't know any numbers, what would you say?
I would take the other list.
You'd be like, oh my gosh, Disney, Coca-Cola, McDonald's?
No wonder Dr. Dre was fighting so hard for his Apple stock in the divorce with Nicole, because that's why.
Right.
Apple stock must be insanely valued.
You look at that, it would be a no-brainer. I would be the same thing. I'd be like, if you had Apple and Walmart, I'd be like, I don't know, which one's worth more? Oh, give me Disney? Oh, I'm going with that, definitely. Dummy. Apple's worth $3 trillion.
Wow.
All those combined. Yeah, that was pretty insane, too. So there's money for you. All right, we'll see if any of us win that Powerball tonight.
Are we going in, all in?
Yeah, I'll go get us some tickets.
I don't know why, but I'm seeing, and it's dancing right over Kevin's shoulder. I'm seeing 11.
11. Okay.
I'd write that down.
All right. If 11 doesn't come up, what can I do to your nuts?
You can jab me 11 times, and the other nut you didn't hit with the paintball.
Jab with what?
Just with her hand. Boom, boom, boom.
With
boom,
her
boom.
hand? Okay.
Yeah, you have 11 of them.
I don't want to actually touch a nut.
Right.
I'm not here for that.
And I get that.
I prefer to shoot them from across a parking lot with a paintball gun.
All right, maybe I'll find a slingshot.
Got some emails here. One from KVJ Nationer Josie said you guys were talking about some South Florida terms. One was jit.
Yes. Apparently, we have just not known about jit, and it's real.
It is. A lot of people are saying absolutely it's used a lot in South Florida.
Sorry, we just didn't know.
She said the term jit came from the word jitterbug, and the hood started using the word. It means someone who's younger than you, or it can be an insult for someone who's immature. For example, you acting like a jit, grow up in the hood. It seems like most slang actually comes from the hood or the South, and then it ends up in the mainstream where it's then no longer cool and outdated. So if slang a lot of times starts in the South or in the hood, where's the final place it ends up where you no longer use it? What is that neighborhood?
I've never heard of jit, and that's weird because we had so many people talking about, I've always used that in South Florida. Denny's.
Yeah.
Sweet Denny's.
He talked
He
about
knew
it, yeah.
all about it.
Yeah.
What was the other one Denny said? The baby turtle?
Grom, I think. Grom,
yeah,
something like
that's
that.
a cool one. I like that.
Grommet.
Give me a little grom.
That's what it was, yeah. And Leanne had said that Howleys, we were talking about that. That, in fact, there's the diners. Howleys. That is there on Dixie.
It's been around there
since the
forever.
50s.
My dad would go there back in the day.
Since the 50s, really cool place. They still do really good stuff. It's kind of a hipster joint now. They do good food, but then they have a bar in there. I think they stay open until like 2 or 3 in the morning.
They do, because I have drank in there at 2 a.m.
Okay, I believe that. Yeah, and then everybody in there is like yadded up. They got tattoos all over them, so it's got kind of that vibe.
They
it's
have
really
good grilled
cool.
cheese there.
They do.
They have good food.
They have wonderful diner food.
Yeah, especially you get a little buzz going on. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, man, I want something really, really bad for me.
So what exactly does that mean, Howleys? Well, according to Leanna, who sent us this email, that in Hawaiian it means white people's or white person, and it's actually offensive.
Yeah, well, in the movie North Shore, the kid, he's a white kid that goes to Hawaii, and he only surfed in a pool because he was from the Midwest.
Okay.
Then he goes to Hawaii to try to, show off his ways, and he obviously fucks over the locals, and they don't like him. They call him Howley the entire movie. Get this Howley out of here.
Howley out of here. Okay, that's what it
Howley,
is.
yeah.
So it's kind of an insult.
It is an insult.
Yeah.
According to North Shore, Virginia.
Okay.
It sounds like just as good of a place to get your information than anywhere else.
It's a great. Do you remember that movie? That old 80s movie?
I remember the name, but I don't think I ever spent the time with it.
Yeah, it was a pretty low budget movie.
Yeah.
Classic.
Eric had sent one. Another thing that happened out of Hawaii was the story about the 75-year-old guy that plunged into the volcano.
Yes, that's so horrifying.
Yeah. And exactly what happened. Was it a quick, painless death?
Or did his wife push him?
Don't know. No, I don't think so because they reported him missing on Monday.
Who, his wife?
Don't know.
Kevin, you don't watch enough Dateline.
I watched so much Dateline during the break. Y'all gonna murder me. I know it.
You gotta look at the spouse, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the loved one, the closest romantic interest. A lot of times has their fingers in the pudding.
My favorite ones are always the creepy ones when they don't know who it is and it's a stranger. Those are the creepy ones.
Those are the ones that are horrifying because that could happen to anyone.
But they're only 10%. It's always a motherfucking lover or a business dealing.
A close associate that feels like you wronged them financially.
I love it when they interrogate the murderer, but they already have all the DNA and they want to see how far they're going to lie. I love seeing them just go down.
Me too.
During the interrogation.
We watch way too much Dateline.
We love murder.
Well, if you ever do plunge into a volcano, Eric said that when you fall in lava, you don't burn from the outside, you boil from the inside.
Shit.
When molten rock hits water from your body, it turns into a hard shell and basically turns you into a boiled mummy.
Remember when Anakin he was dying on that lava mountain, whatever the fuck that was?
You know that's not real, right?
I can say the same bullshit about all the bullshit you watch. You watch a lot of fake bullshit.
He did introduce it to the court like fact.
I did.
You got up like, well, remember when scientifically
Anakin was burned. It took him a long time, Kevin.
We know it's true because of Star Wars. And Denise answering this question we had yesterday where Jay Bird was talking about, I think this is from Monday, he went into a sub shop and saw 2 cockroaches scramble underneath the soda machine.
Yeah, and people want me to out the sub place.
You can't name names.
I want to.
Because somebody could have let those roaches loose in there. Like, honestly, you don't know.
There's a legal thing we have to protect ourselves from, unfortunately.
Exactly.
So the question that I had asked, well, is there a chart, a sliding scale, when you see 1 cockroaches, how many are there hidden away that you don't see? Because there's never just one.
Ever.
Never just one. And Denise said that behind on the podcast, but I remember when I lived in New York 20 years ago, I was told that for every cockroach you see, there are 1,000 behind the walls.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
1,000?
That's what she was told. I don't know if that's the real scale, but can you imagine that? So you saw 2. That means there's actually 2,000 cockroaches. Now that seems ridiculous because you would think they'd be falling through the ceiling at that point.
So let me ask you this.
That was a stat made up by the exterminator.
Maybe. Maybe bunk stats.
Terminix made that shit up.
Yeah.
But okay, let's say you are a restaurant that has a roach problem to where it's not so, they're always crawling out, but you know you've got some shit in the kitchen. Are you supposed to then nuke the restaurant, close it down for a week? And if you do nuke it, does that kill all of the roaches?
I don't know how long it takes. We have a frequent sprayer come, and then he'll always ask, did you see anything? And I've actually seen, I think I saw one today. There was a little tiny thing, and I'm like, is that a baby cockroach?
Uh-oh.
Where is it at?
It was in our bathroom.
Yeah.
It was in the sink. I just noticed in the sinks, it's kind of swirling around, but I'd seen one. So I was kind of wondering, in fact, somebody in the chat room said that they give birth 12 at a time.
You need to get what I got because I saw a roach too, like 6 months ago in my kitchen, and I flipped the fuck out. I had the guy come over immediately, and he had this peanut butter like stuff in a syringe.
Yeah.
And he just put it all up on the inside of cabinets, like behind drawers and stuff where I wouldn't ever touch it or see it, but where the roaches would get it. And I never saw another roach. Whatever this magical peanut butter paste he had really did work.
Consider yourself lucky if you have lived in South Florida your entire life and you've never ever had to battle a roach or a rat or some kind of fucking critter. You consider yourself very lucky. They always want to get in.
Yeah.
They always want in.
They're looking for a place.
Always trying to get in there. And sometimes you can do your best and still they can get in there.
And we have him come like quarterly and spray the outside. But, I think every so often you have to have them come in the house and spray the inside too.
Oh, yeah, they do that. Yeah.
If you're proactive, if you were that proactive, does it really legit help, or is it just a selling kind of a thing? I mean, I want to know how much you would have to do to always go to bed knowing, there ain't no critters up in this piece.
I don't
Is that
know.
a weekly thing?
I don't think you would ever be able to say that, because then you got spiders and the random lizard that somehow manages to get into my house.
Lizards don't creep me out. I mean,
Spiders scare me.
I don't like to touch lizards, but if there's a lizard in my house, I go, all right, well, they're looking for bugs probably. They're going to eat some bugs, or they're helping me.
Or they're going to crawl in your mouth while you're sleeping.
If a lizard, I had a frog land on me when I was sleeping, and it horrified me. It scarred me.
Oh, that would. Yeah, anything that touches your face while you're sleeping.
The worst.
Especially in South Florida, it's so alarming. So, yeah, I'm kind of curious if that would be legit, but, man, 1,000? Dang.
Wow, I hate that stat, Kevin.
It is a really terrible stat. There's no doubt about it. Marcelo sent us an email. He's been listening for a long time. And he said, I work in the restaurant industry. I was looking for a waterproof spray to apply to a new pair of shoes that I got for work. And I was looking at Amazon. I found this spray. It had great reviews, but one of these reviews was particularly amusing to me. It's the Kiwi Boot Waterproofer. And David here had only given it 1 star. And he says, does not work. Not a very favorable review for this water repellent. And he said, I sprayed this product on my newest pair of Crocs. Light blue color. No, it's not turquoise. The water still gets in. It gets my socks wet.
You dumb fuck.
I'm very disappointed. This product is a waste of money.
No, it's on you, dummy.
Yeah, so apparently it does not work on Crocs to make them waterproof. The water will still come through. Thank you for that, Marcelo. Got Celeste in Portland. Been a loyal fan since 2004. She said, my husband and I were having dinner, little pulled pork sliders in case Jaybird asks.
I love it. They know me.
I was listening to the show, and my husband asked me what time you guys get off the show every single day, which got us talking about your day-to-day work life. I know you guys have discussed before, but when we started talking about Denny's, I drew a blank. As a radio producer, what exactly does Denny's do? My husband thought he was the audio-video guy, but I thought Jason edited all the audio for the show. How does Denny's differ from what you do, Kev? Does he do research for bits? Always fascinated with your work life because it seems like you guys seriously enjoy what you do. And absolutely we do. Yeah, every show is different. You just got to try to figure out who's on the show and what they do well, and you just have tasks that kind of need to be covered.
Yeah, sometimes Denny's will edit audio and video. Sometimes I'll do it.
Yeah.
To your point, it just depends on what's going on during the day.
Yeah, but as far as the editing of the audio and video, you and Denny's pretty much take all that, kind of a tandem. Suits comes in there and helps with different projects.
A big problem that really determines Denny's day is our equipment here. And our equipment, for whatever reason, it doesn't work great all the time.
No,
and
it's dog shit.
If there's something that happens with Denny's, which it's kind of a daily thing, it prolongs everything else we want to do. Sometimes we have to cancel because he has to fix a stupid fucking problem that means nothing in the world just to get back on track.
Right.
So that's a big part of his day sometimes.
Yeah, we're hoping to get the equipment a little bit better, and it's I think a little better than it had been. But it's still bad. I would still put our equipment at a D level. D minus, yeah.
You're kind.
Yeah. So, yeah, he has to deal with some of those aggravations, keep us going. So he does the editing. He puts up the podcast that you guys hear. There are 3 different clips every single day, the whole show. There's just one segment from the regular show and then the after the show. So you got 3 different things to hear. So he'll post that every single day. There's just a lot of random stuff. I know today he's going to be grabbing some new music beds that I needed, so he'll be doing things like that.
If we have to record a theme song, I'll go over to his place, and then he's the engineer for all that.
Yeah.
He does all the editing on that and making sure it's mixed.
There'll even be some sales stuff where sales will go to him and say, hey, Kevin fucked this up, or Virginia's got to do this, or some things like that. So he'll be kind of the mouthpiece to come to us with those things.
He does a lot.
Putting out fires.
Yeah, it's really just kind of everything. If there was any title or what you would say, glue, I think is the one word that says what it is, because there's just a lot of moving pieces, and Denny's has to just kind of keep it all together.
The most valuable asset, I think, is that he's got the right temperament for the trade.
He does, yeah, very good. He's not over emotional. He doesn't flip out. He's not like, fuck you guys, and walks out and leaves, which I probably would have done 100 times over.
Yeah. Denny's is not a fuck you guys, I'm out of here kind of person.
Yeah. And so that definitely helps out. So just, all those kind of different projects, he'll be a part of it. So, so we all have kind of got our own little thing, and that's kind of how it breaks down. So, if you ever have any questions about what we're doing, you can let us know what your questions are.
But that is the fun part of the job. It's different every day.
It is. That is kind of the good and bad of it. I mean, I do like that it's always a different challenge. You have all these different platforms, so many different ways to connect with people, and we're trying to get better on all those different platforms while still getting better on radio.
No, this is the best. This is all you get.
This is it. You
We're
tapped
not getting
out.
better. This is all that you get.
Yeah.
I know my limits.
So that's kind of how that all goes down. A couple other questions here that we got. One email says, "Is my friend doing something creepy and shady? What should I do?
Ooh.
My friend has been hanging out with this random 15-year-old girl, and when I ask him how they met, he says they met on a random chat site.
How old is your friend?
Doesn't say.
Well, if he's being creepy, I'm assuming he's probably older.
I told him that it's weird he's hanging out with a random 15-year-old girl. He got defensive and said, 'Why are you treating me like some predator?' I went on to tell him that what he's doing is illegal. He said it's not illegal to be friends with a 15-year-old human. The whole thing seems odd, and I'm wondering if I need to get involved further or just mind my own business. In the last week, he won't return my calls or text. When I try reaching out to him, what should I do?"
Does the 15-year-old's parent know that the child is hanging out with an adult?
Because it is illegal to lure a child out if you're not the parent, and if you're 21, if you're 18 technically, but they usually go harder the older you are. If you're 25 years old and you are luring a child out and their parents don't know about it, that is illegal.
Yeah, if I was you and I had any kind of way whatsoever to tell the parents what was going on, I would. Because you don't know what this guy's up to. You don't have to tell him you're doing it. In fact, I wouldn't. I would try to figure out who this 15-year-old's parents are and leave them a note saying, "Look, go watch your kid."
This is some catch a predator shit right there. You gotta get them in a room and go, "So, what you doing here?"
Yeah, what you doing here with whipped cream and your pants are off?
I mean, I've told you guys about how many of these other catch a predators they've got. It seems like there's a new one every single day on YouTube. They're catching all of these dudes. They are catching some females, but it's 98% dudes. But they do have some female. And anytime I see a female, I'm gonna go send it to Virginia. See, females can be creepy too. But there's so many of them, and they all say the same fucking thing. "Oh, I was just here to
Be friends,
mentor them.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell them the dangers of talking on the internet." Then what? Why are you here in the Walmart parking lot?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
They all say the same lie.
This is my first time.
It's a lie.
It is a lie.
I'm just curious why this guy's still your friend, though.
Well,
if one of my buddies was like, I was doing this, and I'd be like, okay, like we would not be friends.
As soon as I found out,
I'm not hanging out with a guy like this.
But hang out with him long enough to figure out how to get the information to this kid's parents. Because this kid's parents need to know that their 15-year-old is hanging out with a grown-ass man.
Everyone's saying break up. I know it's not making up a breakup, but break up from your friend.
Yeah, I'd be like,
You do not want, if there is something weird going on, and it sounds like there is, you don't just meet 15-year-old friends as an adult.
Online?
You don't.
Didn't they say they met online?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sketch. I'm sorry. You should assume he's up to no good and proceed accordingly.
Just hear this out loud. "Hey guys, I'm hanging out with this 15-year-old girl I just met. I met her online." I mean,
All right, we're going to call the cops on Jay Bird.
what you doing?
No, you can't accept that.
This email says, they call me a nickname I didn't understand. I just found out through the grapevine that some of my friends have been calling me a nickname, but I don't understand it. They call me a mimbo behind my back.
Mimbo, a male bimbo.
I had no idea what it meant, so I looked it up. The only thing I can figure out is that it's a male version of being a bimbo.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? I'm not a bimbo, so why are they calling me this?
Well, it means that they think that you sleep around a lot.
But he's saying he doesn't.
I always thought bimbo meant you were a promiscuous person, which I'm not. Have you guys ever heard this term mimbo? I want to confront them about it, but I still kind of don't know what this means. Any insight?
It sounds like you know about Mimbo. Sometimes people think you're a player even if you're not.
That's true.
It does.
And also, what do you care?
Well, if they're your close friends and they're calling you, that'd be like if someone started calling you. I almost said something really bad. I can't say that. But they're saying something unflattering, and they're all laughing about it. You would not like it, Virginia.
Well, if it was my true friends, I would be very upset. But, I mean, if these are like surface friends or coworkers, who gives a fuck? I don't have a book big enough to write all the names in it that I'm sure my coworkers have called me. And you know what? I don't give two fucks.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
They call you.
I don't care. I mean, if they're not a close friend, a ride or die, then their opinion is worthless. And you should never let it in your head or your psyche.
They're also saying it could mean that he's dumb, airheaded, or clueless.
Okay. Again, I'm hearing a lot of emails here where it's like maybe you need to find new friends.
A mimbo, according to Urban Dictionary, is a very good-looking male who either acts like he is or he is extremely stupid.
Huh, okay.
So maybe it's nothing to do with sex. Maybe it just means that they think you're dumb or you're acting dumb.
Oh, wow.
And didn't he say he looked it up on the internet and he didn't find the definition?
Not very bright, but attractive. Okay, take that.
He's not very bright, so he couldn't find the answer.
I mean, I Googled it, dude. It was pretty easy for me to figure out.
I can't figure out what it means.
Your friends are right.
But look, take that at least.
I don't have a lot of sex with a lot of people. In fact, I'm still a virgin.
Take the compliment. They're saying you're
They're
good
saying
looking,
you're
at
good
least.
looking, so let's focus on that.
They could call you ugly and dumb. At least you got the looks.
I'm not a male bimbo. No, we're trying to say you were stupid, dude. Yeah, we know you're not getting sex.
I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
I just
You're
Googled.
really dumb. You're proving our point.
Sometimes maybe you should not email into the show.
But Happy New Year.
Yeah, man. I hope it all goes better.
This email says, my girlfriend always cheats on her diets. She swears she's going to eat healthy, and then within a week, she goes back to her old ways.
That's every girlfriend.
I don't care what she eats. I think she looks good no matter what. My issue is that she cheats on her diet and then lies about it. She doesn't lie to me, but I've seen her lie to her best friends and mother.
Oh.
It makes me wonder if she cheats and lies about her diet, will she cheat and lie when it comes to me and our relationship?
Probably not. I think you're okay. Cheating in a relationship and cheating on your diet are not the same.
If this was reversed and it was a dude emailing, oh, he's gonna fucking cheat, kid. Quack, 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 quack. That would be Virginia's.
He said, is there any correlation of people who cheat on their diet to people who cheat on their significant other?
No.
If she cheats on her diet, will she cheat on me?
I agree with the witch on this one. I just have been around too many people who have food issues, and they're the most loyal people in a relationship. But yes, they cheat on their diet because fucking food is awesome.
Right. And it's easy to be good for a couple days. It's even easy to be good for a week. But sometimes it's hard to be good for 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
What I would say to her, though, I go, baby, don't fake the funk with me. You don't have to. Don't stop lying. Just be who you are. And if you want to eat the chocolate cake, eat the chocolate cake. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to the other people. Fuck it. Let's have a chocolate cake party. Yeah.
Next email, she cheats in Monopoly. Will she cheat on me? No.
All right. Now we're getting ridiculous.
See, I think that person's more likely to cheat on you than the cheater on the food.
I agree.
do. The cheater of Monopoly, I think.
Yes. Okay. Well, some very interesting emails. Appreciate everything you want to know. We'll try to give you our candid thoughts on it. Mail at kvjshow.com.
We want to thank our excellent vodka sponsor.
Okay.
In case you don't know, Atoll Vodka now sponsors this podcast. We needed a vodka sponsor. And they're going to be doing this professional boxing at the Delray Beach Tennis Center coming up this Saturday night. I'm going to go out there and check it out. If you want to come join me, there's VIP tables you can get. And when you use the promo code ATOLL, ATOLL, you get 10% off. Go to DelrayFightNight.com for tickets.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.